Hi, everybody. It's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert. It is January 19th, 2021. Can you believe that? I'm having a hard time just even saying that it's 2021. Welcome aboard, everybody. I am so excited to see you tonight. And I'm just going to, there we go. Okay. Very excited to see everybody tonight. And I'm going to a little bit later do some live Akashic Record readings for those of you in the audience tonight. So if you come on here, and I'm going to go over to my page, and I'm going to, let's see, just a moment, let me get this going so I can see your comments. Let's see, so many things to do when you get on these lives. Let's see here. Let's see here. We got, okay, there we go. So hopefully I'll be able to see your comments here on the live stream. It's a lot to do, so just bear with me for a second. Looks like I've got a couple messages already. And so tonight is, okay, there we go. Turn down that here just a little bit. All right, here we go. So it is January 19th, 2021. And again, I'm having a hard time just saying 2021. And it's already 19 days into the month. But I'd like to welcome you all aboard. I'm so glad that each and every one of you has taken the time to join me tonight. And I would like to invite you, if you are interested in a live Akashic Records reading, then down here in the feed, I'd like for you to say yes, not just a little hand, but just say yes. And then what I'm going to do is connect in, and I will give you a couple of different things out of your record. So maybe say yes, health, yes, love life, yes, job. And that'll give me a little heading of what to do. And then I'll do as many readings as I can tonight. And I'd like to start out by telling you, okay, see, Rachel already said yes. Rachel, please tell me, and Yolanda, tell me what yes what. Okay, so if you'd like to have an Akashic Records reading, just say like yes, and then yes, health, if you want to know about your health, or yes, love or romance, if you want to know about romance. So yeah, career. Okay, good. So while you are posting those up, I'm going to share some other things that are happening. So if you live in the United States, you know that today was the last day before they officially inaugurate the next president and do the whole ceremony and everything. So there was some wiggy stuff going on today, but not too bad. And then tomorrow they seat the new president. So I'm still kind of going to be holding my breath for that because there are some different folks that are not too happy about that. There could still be some changes. You never know. But anyway, I want to talk to you about what's going on with the collective consciousness very quickly. Oh, good. I see a number of you are putting things in there. Good, 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 good. I will get to them just as soon as I can. This is awesome. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the planetary alignments and how that's affecting the Schumanns and how it's affecting us. At this time, I'm going to talk a little bit more about belief systems and what's going on with belief systems for everybody because where we are in space and time. Then I'm going to read the records. Oh, so exciting. Okay, so today, as far as I know, all the planets are direct. Every planet, they're all direct. There's nothing in retrograde. Is that crazy or what? And so what's happening with the Schumanns, if you're here on toolsofenergyprotection.com, look at the blog and you'll be able to see where I posted the Schumann's picture. If you're not, I will do the best I can to get up here on Facebook Live. If you're on YouTube, go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and have a look at the posted pictures. So what's going on with the planets being direct? All right, when you have all the planets direct, that means that the frequencies on this planet are just a little bit different than they normally are. And what that means to us, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, at this space, is it's almost like a dog having all of its hair combed the same direction. There's very little disturbance. It's happy. And then if you brush that dog's hair backwards, especially if it's like a straight kind of hair, it doesn't like it too much and it kind of looks at you and snarls. So with our planetary alignments where they are, a lot of people are looking at what's going on in the world scene and snarling because there's things that aren't exactly right. There's things that don't fit in. There's some things that just, yeah, no. And I'll leave you to determine that because those of you that are aware and awake and alert, you know what I'm talking about. And you know what's happening out there on the world scene that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's what's going on there with the planets. Also, a lot of people are going to feel agitated right now, a lot of deep down agitation, a lot of people not knowing what to do. A lot of people are numb right now. Now, yes, the world scene going on, the election in the United States and all that, but there's a pervasive feeling of numbness. Like people have had so much in 2020 and they can't take anymore. So I'm going to suggest to you a term that some of you know, some of you don't. And I'd like for you to think about what you went through emotionally this year on a big scale, not interpersonal scale, and apply the word narcissistic. Because a narcissist will lure you in, help you feel really good about things, and you're dependent, and you love what they're giving you, and then they jerk it back. Then they give it to you, then they jerk it back, and it's this game, it's this cycle. And then when they've had enough of you, they dispose of you. And then they go get themselves a new source, and then they kind of play you against that other person. So just give some thought on what you experienced in 2020, overall picture, and see if that fits for you. That's another thing that's coming into awareness. All right, the other thing is, the next thing we're going to talk about is that belief systems are all over the place. Belief systems are everywhere. So wherever you're at in your life, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, your belief systems might be being tested. And so what you used to believe was true, you may be questioning now and sitting back. And if that's where you are, ask God's Spirit or Source to help you see the truth and the light of the situation, of every situation, because there are some things that are not right. And if you never saw the movie called Wag the Dog by Robert De Niro, that's really old school. I think you can still live stream it, but that's pretty close to what I'm talking about. All right. So some people are feeling very positive right now. Some people are understanding they're more sensitive. And then a lot of folks are uncertain of what direction to take. So those are the normal energies that are happening right now. Values are coming into question. And you got to be a little bit more concrete in where you're at in your heart and in your mind. Okay, concrete in the heart, concrete in the mind, because the big scene is going on. But if you can focus into that, you're going to be okay. All right, big exciting time. We're going to read some Akashic records. So if you've never been with me before in session, you don't know what it's like to have an Akashic record reading with me. Basically, when it's your turn and I call on you, I'm going to read just a few things that I see out of the records. And at that moment, you may be feeling tingly all over. You might feel like Coke bubbles rising up. You might feel calm. You might feel a little brush on your skin. Those are normal things when energies shift. And so Akashic records that for our current life are right in here, okay? We bring them when we come. They're things we want to work on. And so I'm going to be touching into those Akashic records. There's others on other universes, planes, existence, realities, all that stuff. But we're just going to stick really super close, all right? So to be fair, I'm going to scroll back to where people first like to have your Akashic records read. Put down here in the feed the word yes, and then a space, and then what you'd like to hear about. Health, wealth, romance are usually the big things. All right, so let's go down here and have a look. And I'm so glad everybody is joining us. So hi to Dawn, hi to Keith. Keith, thank you so much. Hi to Rachel, hi to Becky. Let's see here. Carol, Rachel, Dawn. Dawn says, is it really only Thursday or Tuesday? I'm going to say Thursday. It's been a long week. Yes, it has. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Yolanda. Okay. Rachel, you say yes. Let's see if you put in the comments what you wanted to hear about, Rachel. Oh, love. Okay. So let's go back over here to Rachel. All right, Rachel. So for everybody that's watching, I'm going to ask God, Spirit, or Source to connect to your Akashic records, especially if you've said yes. And so at this time, you might feel lighter. You might feel like somebody's standing near you. That would be your angels. And I'm going to ask that everybody receive a little clearing and clear off any of the bugs, so to speak, that we might have had, negative feelings, emotions, that kind of thing. And let me know when we're ready. Okay, so the first person I'm reading for is Rachel. And Rachel wanted to know about love. Okay, let's see what's coming through for you on the Akashic Records there, Rachel. So let's see. Okay, Rachel, what I'm getting is that before you came into this life, when you were in between the worlds, okay, so you had a soul but didn't have a physical body yet. Before that, you came into this life with an imprint, meaning an energy that you came in with, kind of like a birthmark, but at a spirit level. Okay, with an imprint of struggling with love of self. Okay, that is something a lot of folks do. We could say that about anybody, but what happened is wherever it was you were before here, you were struggling with loving yourself. Your guides are saying that you had 12 different things that you brought with you into this life to deal with that. And that's going to come out in this life in respects to the way that you eat in regard to your relationships. So if you're doing really super good in your relationships, your eating is going to be better. You're taking better care of yourself. You're eating less fatty and greasy foods. And then when that's not so good, you're going to revert to a little bit more toxic eating. Okay, and that's things with preservatives and all the things that are yummy with the sugar in it that are not good for our bodies. And the number 12 seems to come up for you a lot. So in your current love life with another person, look for the number 12. So anytime you see that number, whether it's a day you meet them, a time you meet them, an address that you meet them at, that 12 is telling you that that person is energetically in alignment with you. So it doesn't mean you go run out and, go to Vegas, but that's what's 12 is about. And it may be 12 times that you go out with them or something in that arena. It feels like the current relationship you're in is shifting. So just it may be shifting out of alignment for you. Let's leave it at that. All right, great. Rachel, thank you for your question. Okay, Yolanda, let's see if we can find out Yolanda career. Okay, Yolanda, welcome aboard. And let's see what your Akashic records have to say about your career. Let's see what we've got. Show me days, weeks, months, number of digits and number of months. Okay, Yolanda, in 2 months and 2 days from today, your career is going to take a drastic shift. Whatever you've been doing up until now, there's a huge part in your heart that doesn't match. So you really love most of what you do for a living and helping people, engaging people. It could be sales, could be healthcare, but there's something that you do where you really engage people, you help them, and then you turn them loose to go on. And that part of your job you love, but there's been kind of like an administrative, kind of a paperwork pullback, I feel, that has just been holding you back. And that's from a past life where you were in Great Britain during the Industrial Revolution, kind of Depression era, and there was so much paperwork that kept you from doing what you really loved, and that is coming over into this life. So my loving advice to you is to evaluate what you're doing now, drop as much of the paperwork as that you can. I know that we're required to document a lot of things, but see what you can do about getting that away from yourself. Be more involved with the people, take the notes you need to. in order to engage in that kind of a thing. So Yolanda, if that worked for you, just put down in the note, put down in there yes or thank you so I know. All right, now we're going to switch over to Dawn. Let's see, Dawn, if you tell me what you wanted to hear about. Oh, family. Okay. Okay, Dawn, you have 3 family members in your present life who are, I'm getting a grandparent, a male grandparent, a daughter, and a son that are from your past life that have shown up in this life. And what I'm hearing in my head is there's a huge conflict around creativity. They show me an apple. So to me, an apple means growth. An apple means planting new opportunities. So those 2 people in your family are keeping you from planting your future, from making that next step forward, planting your seed, so to speak. So see what you can do about working with those family members and saying, hey, this is my time over here to do this, and I'll spend this time with you. And you may not, I feel like you don't have to be as blunt with your family members. They just don't realize that you have other things that you would like to focus on. Not so, no, your guides are saying, no, I'm not suggesting that you, I'm not suggesting that you tell your family members to go away. But what I'm saying is incorporating that time for yourself in the midst of being with them. So if that makes sense, let me know in the comments below. But that's what I'm reading in your records. All right, looks like. All right, Carol, let me see if I can find you. Future path. Okay, Carol, good question. Let's see what's in your records. Carol, what I'm getting is that you've got some things to clean up before that are in your records before you can find your future path. They're your feelings towards wealth. Seeing wealth in your past, you saw wealth and people as bad guys. If they had money, they were bad people. And being poor was kind of victimy. So clear that up within yourself and check yourself in this life. How do you see people that have money? How do you see people that have wealth? Are they still bad people? Because there's good and bad in everything. Just remember, there's good and bad in everything. But sometimes the way that we choose to see a certain type of people, a belief system. If you look at like the 101 Dalmatians, if you look at that movie, Cruella de Vil is rich. Now, what she wants to do, I'm not happy with, but she's portrayed as a bad person. And if you look at some of the other pervasive movies, there's a lot of times that the rich person is portrayed as being bad or wrong, and the heroine has to try to overcome them. So just check that out. It's a belief system that is there and not necessarily correct. Again, there's, if you will, good and bad in all levels of life. I hope that answers your question. All right, let's see what's next. Let's see here. Carol. Okay, Yolanda. And if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. You just keep posting down there. Yolanda, let's see what's going on with you in your Akashic records. Okay, so in your Akashic records, the career path, you're talking about a career path. You've had this same challenge 8 other lifetimes. 8 times. So what I'd like for you, Yolanda, I'm going to give you some homework. I'd like for you to write out every single challenge that you have come up across in your current career situation. Is it that you can't seem to get promoted, or, let's see. It feels more like you can't surpass something. There's something that you're trying to get past and you just can't seem to do it over and over again. And that little nugget of information, if you make a list out of what it is that's blocking you from furthering your career, you're going to find that little nugget in that list and you're going to be able to cure it. When you write it down, just free write, but it's about the 3rd or 4th one you're going to write down. That's the key. All right. Let's see here. Who is next? Okay, Yvonne. Yvonne, you want to know about your health? All right, Yvonne, the seat, if you will, of the soul of your health issues is in your kidney and bladder. In this current life, if you look up kidney and bladder flushes, I think it's some kind of juice, celery juice or something like that. But be sure and look it up and check with your healthcare provider. But that's where your records are coming through, and that's a filtration system. Also the parathyroid. So it's about filtering out life. It's about filtering out how you feel and not overdoing it. That's what's in your records from the past that you've brought to this life. So do the best you can to work through that. What are you not able to handle? What are you not able to filter through? What are you not able to, or what are you having too much of in your life other than crap? I know sometimes it's like, really? But anyway, all right, let's keep going here. Deborah, nice to see you. Rachel, I think we already did your love. Dawn, we did your family. Carol, we did you. Jennifer, hi, nice to see you. Bill, hey, good to see you. And Tammy, Bill, I'll see if I can find down here what you wanted to learn about. Okay, let's see if I can find what you want to know, Bill. Otherwise, I'll just wing it. Okay, I didn't see what you were looking for. Okay, so Bill, um, we need to get together soon because the information that you gave me the last time we had a class together has grown. So the high-pitched whine in the ears is now giving different information. So let's get together, even if you want to just text me or something, and we'll find a time to talk about that because your records are talking to you about what it is you need to do in this life, should you choose it, and it will also take away some of the health issues. So, all right, the next one, Ria, I don't see what you need an Akashic Record reading about, but let's just see what the guides have to say. I'll ask your guides, Ria. Okay. Your emotions. Okay, Ria, your Akashic records say that you've had 5 lifetimes where your emotions regulate your life purpose. Your emotions regulate your life purpose. So if your emotions are involved in something, you're going to make it your mission. And that's going to be your life's purpose. But I want to warn you that too much emotions within that is going to affect your health. So it's okay to have a mission and a purpose like I do, but there's got to be some healthy boundaries between your mission and taking care of your personal self. I hope that makes sense to you. If it does, give me a thumbs up. Bill, good to see you. Okay, Anita. Anita, I am not seeing what it is that you wanted to know about. Ria, I just saw romance, so you'll have to go with health. That probably affects your health too. Anita, let's see what you've got going on there. Okay, Anita, 2 lifetimes ago, a Victorian England style life. I'm seeing you being involved directly mentally with the person who was in charge of you, like a ward, you know, when your parents die. And it caused a lot of mental challenges. So it's like you don't trust yourself, you don't trust that you're smart, you don't trust that you know things. So do what you can to work through that in this life and just know that you are intelligent and you have a unique gift and you have something to give the world, however big or small you choose to bring it. Okay. Next one, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. It's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome aboard. All right, Deborah, you would like to know about health. Okay, so somebody was asking me, they're wondering what I'm doing with my hand down here. So if you can see really quickly there, I have a book and it has pages in it, which I use to read the Akashic Records when I can't just intuit it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm over here using a pendulum and dowsing, just for those of you that are watching. All right. And Ria, I know I've already done your reading, but your name keeps popping in my head. So could you reach out to me, please, over at toolsofenergyprotection.com. Click on sessions or appointments. There's something called coffee chat, and it doesn't cost anything. Get yourself in there, because let's talk. Your name just keeps popping up, which means there's more work to do. All right. Let's see. Anita, I think we were working. Oh no, Deborah. Deborah, we were working on you. We did the health. Please forgive me. Sometimes I'm looking at this scroll. Lots of folks joining on, and I really super appreciate it. And I'm going to give you as much of my attention as I can. Anita, I think we got your question answered. Deborah, I think we got your question answered. If I didn't, please put some more in the feed. Chris, nice to see you. Hi, thanks for watching. Chris, you did not put down that you want your Akashic Records read, so put something down in the feed next to your name, and I'll come back to you. But Chris, I feel like the challenges that you currently have in your life are really some things to do with deceased loved ones. So if you're having some trouble grieving, go ahead and put that down here. Hey, Carla, how's that baby? Oh, Carla, I am so excited for you. Let's see what's going on in your records. Wow, Carla, 29 times this beautiful baby has been with you. That's what's going on. Money will be a little bit of a challenge, but this baby is going to bring you out of that challenge. So whatever that child is bringing to your life, without being rude, monetize it. So if it's teaching you about art, find a way to monetize art. If it's teaching you the passion of love, or creating a new line of healthy nipples for bottles or formula or something. There's something coming very big with that child. So but it's past life stuff that's come up again to the here and now, but it will profit both of you if you steer it correctly. All right, let's see here. Oh, yay, Rachel said thank you. It resonates so much. Mwah. I'm so glad to hear when it does. You realize sitting here, I'm connecting with all of you energetically, but I can't see you. So it does make it a bit challenging. So when you give me comments back, I really super appreciate it, because it lets me know that I'm doing a good job and that I'm spot on. All right. There's another person. Looks like the name is either Deja or Diha. What depends on if the J is silent or not. So welcome aboard. It was very good to see you. If you have a question, be sure and put it down below. Yolanda, she said that makes sense. Yay! Oh, there you are, Okay, so it's either Deja or Deha, depending on how the J is pronounced. So let's go with the romance there, my dear. Okay, so this is a little bit gonna make me blush. So I'm going with Deja. So Deja, you have two lovers in this life that have been lovers in a past life, and there's a little triangle going on. So you may feel drawn more to one than the other, and then you go back, and then you play with the other one, and then you go back and you play with the other one. And I hope that's resonating with you, because that's what I'm getting right at the moment, is that your life with romance tends to be about, oh, you want to be with this one, then you run over, you want to be with this one. So that's something that I would highly recommend that you work on in this life, is learning how to filter out a particular person that you want to be with, and learning how to stay with a particular person that you want to be with. You know, it can be challenging, but find out what you really enjoy in a relationship and what you don't, and then kind of go from there. All right, my dear. Oh, Leah, good to see you. With you before, but there's currently 3 health issues, Yvonne, that have to do with past lives. One of them has to do with your blood. So if you're slightly anemic, not getting enough oxygen, you feel like your blood has got some toxins or some poisons in it, I'm going to recommend that you see a naturalist or a healthcare provider that's naturopathic and see what you can do about getting your blood clean. I don't think that you have anything called lupus, but your cells, the energy of your cell feels like that. Instead of being full, it feels kind of like a moon shape. So get that checked out. Let me know how it's going. Oh, Chris, you came back. Yay! Hi, Chris. You want to know about wealth. Okay, Chris, I'm going to be funny for a minute. If you haven't worked with me before, I do like to laugh. So I'm going to ask your guides, Chris, what kind of wealth is most positive for you? And it's energy. It's your mental energy. So, Chris, I know you're talking probably about wealth being dinero, money, right? But for you, your guides are saying that your energetic mental health is your superpower. So I'm not sure what you do for a living, but if you're not using your mind and stimulating your mind and adding, what I see you doing is reading and gaining more knowledge and wisdom, and then reading and gaining more knowledge and wisdom. And so bring that into the world. And that is your superpower. And that is what's going to draw financial wealth to you. I see a book in your future if you choose it. And I also see you doing things like TED Talks. TED Talks are about 4 or 5 years down the line. You've got some work to do first, but it looks like you are ready to launch as an entrepreneur in some shape or fashion. So hopefully you'll report back to me and let me know. And if you do publish your book, I'd love for you to mention me in the front of it. All right, I hope that helps you. But that is your superpower, and that is how you're going to get the money that you desire. So get on that quickly. All right, and if you want to talk again, toolsofenergyprotection.com. You can click on personal sessions to book or a coffee chat. I have a couple of those a month, and they're free, so you have to hurry and get those. All right, Loretta. Hi, Loretta. I don't see anything for you in the bottom, Loretta. So if you want to put what you want your Akashic Records read on, you can. Leah says yes. Leah, your lifetimes have to do with energy and money. So the more energy you have focused in a particular direction, the more money is associated with it. So Leah, since we've worked together before, if you point yourself in the right direction and you have a positive energy about money, then you're going to be fine. But if you are in scare or lack, that's going to cause problems because you're so powerful. Balance yourself out. Narrow is the way. Faith, my dear. Faith. All right. Ellie, nice to see you. Ellie, if you want to have an Akashic record, put yes, dash, and whatever you want. Health, wealth, or romance are usually popular. Yvonne, didn't we do, well, I guess we didn't do you. Let's do health. Sorry, we didn't talk about your Akashic records. All right, Yvonne, let's see what you've got in there. Yvonne, your 4 past lives have been about security. And it's security within your heart. Each one of these 4 lives, there was insecurity. It's not so much about money, but about your purpose in life. So if you are doing something, you love what you're doing, you're going to feel so much better, so much more solid. And that goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, where belief systems are so important to examine right now. Super, super important. So I'm going to ask that you go there, okay, and start with that. All right, I'm going to wrap up from that just a moment. So I'm going to wrap up some of the channels that I've been talking to, because you get too many of them and then you get a mixed bag. Okay, if you've posted before, any of these other folks and I haven't read you yet, go ahead and post again, yes, and then what you want to hear about. Do the best I can to stay in the feed, but if I miss somebody, it's not on purpose, okay? I love all of you, even you new watchers. All right, so now Let's see here. We're going to talk, Yvonne, is something else keeps coming up for you, but I've got to move on. So if you want to reach out to me too, that would be fabulous. Um, uh, Deborah. Deborah says her health and her heart. Okay, Deborah, your physical heart is directly related to two things. One is family and one is hydration. Okay, simple read. You don't even need the Akashic Records for that one. If you want your heart health, drink more water and then look at how you respond to family situations. Do you have boundaries? And if you have boundaries, are they safe? I hear you have boundaries, but they're not safe. So you might have to push your boundaries out a little further. I hope that helps. All right, Keith. Keith wants me to do an Akashic record reading on cranberry. All right, Keith, fair enough. So if we look at cranberry, that has to do with your emotions and your emotional energy held around your fitness and your career and your family life. So your career, your fitness, and your family life are all wrapped up in a cranberry color, which would be like crimson, if you will, which is the color red, which is the root chakra and your heart. You know, they show hearts at Valentine's Day being red. You know, I know it's green in the chakras. And then your root chakra, which is your connection to the earth. So that just tells me that, Keith, your ability to incorporate your work and your family and your heart, your romance, has to be balanced out and become more cohesive for you. So you might have to separate some bits and pieces there of how you're handling those things so that you can give each aspect some attention and restore yourself. And I hear your guides so loud in my head right now. So anyway, that is what I would tell you to focus on. Okay, so let's disconnect from that. You're welcome, Yvonne. Okay. Let's see. Cindy Russell says, yes, your future path. Okay, Cindy, if you're still with me, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're still there. It's taken me a while to get down the list. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Cindy, what is your future? One moment. So Cindy, I'd like for you to focus your future path on two things that seem like diametric opposites, but they are not. One is love and one is money, because you have brought over in your Akashic records from 16 lifetimes these repeated patterns with love and money. Okay? Doesn't mean that you love money. It doesn't mean that you have to love money. What it means is that when you have a frequency that's high, love, passion, you know, think of like Bambi, the little Twitter-pated rabbit. Ooh, so in love, right? When you're at that higher vibration, which is more like this here. Oops, there we go, right here, around the heart chakra. I have to do this backwards in the mirror. Anyway. All right, right up here, the heart chakra. Okay, that's an energy. Okay, that's an there we go. That's an energy that you have to align with. And if your heart is not happy, you know, you don't have to be utopically happy. It's not like you have to wake up every day like a, princess from Disney with all the birds flying around you, but it's a centeredness, a peace. And when you're there, your money flows. You are a money magnet. But when you're not there, the money stops. So I'd like for you to directly look at your relationship between your passion, your love, your existence, and your finances. Because if your bank account isn't looking real great, that's because something here is not right. Okay? First time somebody told me that about myself, I was angry. So please don't be angry with me. Just something to think about and see if it resonates. All right. So we're going to disconnect from Cindy there. And it looks like Ria, I think we've already read for you. Genesis, hi. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Loretta. Hello, Loretta. You want to know about your future, my darling. But we could all take out the crystal ball and read for the future, right? But your future has to do with things that are left unresolved from your Akashic records. So the thing I would look at for you is the security of your family life. What does that look like now? What are the owie bits? What doesn't make sense to you? That's what I would ask you to look at, Loretta, because your future is based on what you believe. And that's been a lesson over and over and over. So if you want to release yourself from that karma, then look at it now. Okay? Love you. If you need help, reach out. All right. So next, in case you just got here, we're doing Akashic Record readings, answering just a couple little questions. If you'd like to have your records read, just a little snippet, put down here in the feed, yes, and then a space, and put what you'd like to know about. Health, wealth, and romance are the common themes. Okay, Anita, you're welcome. Let's see here. Judy. Hello, Judy. I miss you too. But you know the boss has me working. All right, my beautiful. Let's see if there's anything to tell you, Judy. Let's see. Just make sure that you look at the security of your purpose, okay? Make sure you find some foundation of what your purpose is in this life, you know, outside of wife and parent and all that kind of stuff. So just really focus in your heart. I'd recommend you do a meditation if you can get in the water, the hot tub maybe, for about 10, 15 minutes. Really just kind of pull that energy in. Don't cook yourself in the hot tub. All right, let's see here. You're welcome, Ria. Becky. All right, Becky. So what I'd like for you to do, being one of the beautiful students, is go check this information for yourself, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I find, and I'd like for you to verify it. Send me a text or an email, okay? But right now in your Akashic records, the stuff that's coming up for you is your soul family. Your soul family, draw closer to them, especially right now over the next several months. Okay, your soul family, jump on board with them. Some of those people you already know. So it's very important to your health. So if you're feeling discombobulated, you're feeling weak, you're feeling tired, that's a large part of it. All right, let's keep going. Thank you, Becky. Kathy, nice to see you. Okay, Carla, good, that resonates. Chris, I am so sorry that you lost a couple of loved ones. I truly am. And I'm going to encourage you again to go to Tools of Energy Protection, click on personal sessions, I think it is. And if you scroll down, there's a place for a half-hour session, an hour session, and a coffee chat. Chris, please click on the coffee chat so we can get together. My heart does go out to you, and I am very sorry about that. It's hard when we have loved ones that pass. All right, Leslie, nice to see you. Carla, you're welcome. Hi, Leslie. Diana, I'm so glad to see you. Okay, let's see. Leslie says, what does Spirit wants me to know? Oh, Leslie, I'm having some fun tonight. I've had a really super long day. Lot of demands on my time outside of just working with you lovely souls. You know, the other things that go on behind the business and, you know, the typing and all that stuff. So it's just that's why I'm kind of being a little funny tonight because I'm just a little punchy. But anyway, let's ask Leslie, what does Spirit want you to know? Oof, Leslie, you have so much baggage, honey. Why? When I feel your energy, you feel so pulled down and weighted down. And I feel like on the outside, you're all smiling and life is good and wonderful. But on the inside, you just feel so heavy. So if there's energies that you're tossing off, working through them, ask for your guides to take all of your past life juju or your karmic juju and compress it as much as they can so you can work it out more quickly. If you need some help with that, let me know. We can do a full Akashic Records reading and an energy clearing. Okay, so I hope that helps, Leslie, because that's what Spirit wants you to know. So I'm going to stop right there for one moment. Don't go away because I'll continue with some more Akashic Record readings very quickly. But I'd like to share a few things with you before we go on. First of all, this week, which is January 19th, 2021, this coming up Thursday and Friday, I will be at For Heaven's Sakes Books in Denver, Colorado. If you do not want to come out, if you do not feel safe, I would like for you to call the store 303 964 9339. It's For Heaven's Sakes Books, Denver, Colorado. You can book from anywhere. I would suggest if you're in Italy that you kind of look at the time dynamics. But if you're in the States, it's pretty much easier. And I'm going to be doing readings just like this, only they'll be more personalized. We'll get down to brass tacks. We'll find out if you have a past life and you have 6 other people in it, and who are those people now, and how is that playing out, and what things are happening for you, what karma is holding you back from living your best life ever, and clear the Akashic records. And so that's one of the things I'd like you to know that is really different between myself and other Akashic record readers. There's so many people out there that are readers and they go find out they had this life or that life and this is what they did and that's why they're affected now. And that's all great. But what do you do with it? Okay, so I'm going to show you in a reading how to clear that energy so you can feel lighter and get on with what you came to do in this life, okay? Just get rid of the baggage, you know? I'm going to explain to you the best way I can. If you live in a house or an apartment and you have a garbage can and you keep throwing it in there because that's your little space, you got a little garbage can, you know, and you're in the kitchen, you put stuff in the garbage can. Do you let the garbage can overflow and just keep overflowing and it's all icky and gross? Of course not. You take it out. So, energy clearing is taking out the energy that you've worked through in this life that you no longer need, that you no longer require. And people ask me, well, why doesn't God just take the energy away? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe we get in a session, we'll ask, and he'll tell us or she'll tell us, okay? But there's so many things in this world to be revealed right now. There's so much happening where we are in time and space, and we don't have any time to waste on any of the garbage mucking up our lives, our drain pipes. It is time to move on. We have a lot of work to do, okay? You might have to go to your job and do your 9 to 5 gig. And sometimes life is going to slap you back and you're going to be like, what the hell? But if you're on this planet and you're tuned in to me, that means that you are special, that you are gifted, that you're here for a special reason on this planet. And there is no more time to waste. So if you would like to know more about that and you're not already on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel and scroll through and see what titles resonate with you and watch a few. Because this is the time, if you remember, when we first started hearing about COVID, it was just creeping out about this time. And this is the time that my guides told me what the code was for COVID. Okay? For those of you that are geeky, I'm going to get a little geeky and then we'll go back to Akashic Records. But our world is binary code, people. It's binary and hexadecimal. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. We live in a universe. Una meaning one, verse meaning song. And when that song is out of alignment, we get crazy things. And so, you know, about this time last year, I was just getting over being sick and I didn't know what it was, and it was horrible. And my guides revealed to me that the code for that particular disharmony, dis-ease, was 0111. And then the next little part was 32A, and the next little part was B64, and the next little part was C3. And that is the code for the COVID virus. That's the code for those of you that are geeky and into that. And that C3 cuts communication off from your head to your tailbone. So and it is a horrible disease. It's agonizing, and I don't like it. But there's more than one playing field for COVID, people. It's not just about the 3D reality, okay? Ooh, I see my screen going up and down. So that means there's a lot of energy. All right, moving on. Back to Akashic Records. So hope I didn't lose any of you with my weird geeky stuff, but I got to get that out there. That is part of my job on this planet. All right, so let's go back to the Akashic Records and let's tune in. All right, so Deja or Deha says it resonates and you're very welcome. Leslie wants to know about her career and her finances. All right, Leslie, I hope you're still with us. Give me a thumbs up if you're still here, Leslie. All right, Leslie, in your career, your financial aspect of your career, it has to do with recognition. You are not being recognized for where you are in your career, and therefore you're not being financially compensated enough. So I'm going to recommend, depending on how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your placement with the company, that you begin to work on that. Maybe ask for a review. Review what you're doing in your job, what you started out doing, you know, and see what's required to do a promotion. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do, is to look at that, because that's really what's amiss. It's not so much about past lives and Akashic records for past, but it's about what you're playing out now. But be careful in that, okay? I'm not telling you to go in, bust into the boss's office and go, hey, I'm more valuable than you're paying me. But look at it and work with that energy, okay? Ask God, Spirit, or Source, your guides to guide you. Thank you so much for your question. Let me know if it helps you by posting below there, Leslie. All right, Deborah, let's see here. Oh, Deborah, good. Thank you for coming back. I might have missed you. Thank you. Thanks for catching that. I don't always mean to, but you know, imagine the screen. I've got all these folks I'm looking at. So Deborah, let's go into your records there. And you wanted to know about your health issues. Deborah, you have 3 health issues. One is in your physical body, one is in your mental body or your thinking, and one is in your emotional body. So right now, your energetic health is most challenged in your ability to regenerate. So, like, you know, when you get older, your skin gets a little thinner because it's not regenerating as much, you know, whatever the skin needs to be to have more thickness to it. But it's not your skin. But there is something that's not regenerating properly energetically. And it looks like it has to do with some of your hormones and the way that they're set. Let's find out what that has to do with in your past life, or which lifetime that you're reflecting out now through that. It's a little bit tricky because it doesn't feel like so much a present life. But it looks like you're working from something in a parallel life. So get that looked at. If you want to delve more into it and see what's behind it, there's some more messages behind it. Let me know. Like I said, toolsofenergyprotection.com, or book at the bookstore Thursday or Friday, and we can look into that. Half-hour appointments available at the store, 303-964-9339. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Deborah, for coming back. Have a blessed night. Okay, next one. Cindy, future paths. Okay, Cindy, you have in your future paths, you have 3 different paths that are in front of you. One is about your health, not your physical health. One is about your money and what's going on with with your money. It feels like you have some investments, but don't have investments. That's weird. And then there's this other way that you could go off in a relationship with someone. Doesn't feel like a romantic partner, but maybe a business partner. And that just doesn't feel right. So stick to the first 2 and let that third one prove itself, or let it go. Okay, let's see here. So thank you, Cindy, for coming and for being so patient to wait till the end. Okay, Diane. Diane's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. You want to know about your health. Okay, I'm not, Diane, it's not coming through 100%, but what I keep hearing when I ask your guides about what's going on for you, I hear tripping, tripping, tripping. So you're tripping either over something or tripping something within your health. So like you're almost healthy, and then maybe you revert back to eating too much cane sugar and it trips your health. No, they say it's more about your consciousness of your health. So you're not really paying attention. So I'm going to lovingly suggest that you keep a journal for about a week about what you're eating, how much you sleep, and how much water you're intaking, and what kind of liquids you're drinking besides water. Because if you drink like 1 cup of water for 1 cup of black coffee, your body, it's equal. You're not hydrating. If you're drinking 2 cups of coffee with cream, then you would have to drink 2 cups of water, the same size, just to balance out. And if you're adding sugar to that coffee, whatever size that coffee cup is, you drink 4 cups of water equal size just to balance out. So that seems to be more what's going on for you. It's not so much an Akashic record, it's this life. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Leslie. Okay. And good. Looks like everybody worked for them. Oh, Bill. Okay, good. Yes, future path. Okay, Bill, future path. Okay, Bill, a future path has a lot to do with energy, with working with energy and clearing energy. And that's more client based than just self based. And it feels like that you're kind of on that trajectory now. And it's like you go from what you're doing now over to more like almost a semi retirement job. And then that goes into energy work, which is so needed. And energy work is around spinal columns and shoulder health. So that's a big one coming up for you. It's going to take about 2 or 3 years to roll into that. But when it comes, you'll see it and it'll be so beautiful. And I'll be so blessed. This is awesome because I know you. That's why just to know you and watch you go into that will be super huge blessing. Thank you so much. All right. For those of you that are hanging around towards the end, I thank you for hanging out. I'm going to take a few more questions and then I'm going to ask you to, on Facebook, up here somewhere there says follow, not like, but follow, because if you follow me and you have your settings put just right in your phone or on your laptop, when I go live, it'll pop up and say, hey, Deanna's live. So I'm going to ask you to do that. And if you know other people that are interested in Akashic Record readings or knowing about star seeds or empaths, I'm going to ask that you share the video and let them know that I exist, because we're doing the best we can to increase that platform. I did talk a little bit to you about January and having a metaphysical book club launched and an E-Shift energy circle launched again, where we can talk more about the weird energies and stuff. However, I was working with someone to get that my new webpage designed and all of that launched, and they decided that they did not want to complete the contract that they had with me. So now I'm looking for a new contractor, and it's going to take me just a little bit of time to get that going again. And I do apologize, but you know, even as an energy worker, I don't have particularly, let's say, control over everything. So that person that has disconnected and has chosen no longer to follow through with that contract, I wish them all the best. But now I've got to reorganize, and that's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes I was telling you about. And one of the reasons I'm so punchy, because that means I got to double time it. Anyway, let's see. The next one is Leslie. She says, hi, anything for me, please, and thank you. Yes, you're welcome. Financial, work, career. Leslie? What I'm hearing is your Akashic records, you've got some past records where you were more on the receiving end, not to be rude, but a taking end. So in order for you to balance your karma out and your finances out, you've got to give more in this life. So what does that mean? Let's say you have $10 extra a month. Does that mean you have to give it to somebody? No. What I'm going to ask you to do is give in whatever way you can. The Bible says to give as you are able. So if you can give of your time, I know it's kind of a weird time with COVID. Used to, I would tell people, go to an old folks home and, take flowers or something like that. So this may be something you'll have to seek out, but it's a way to give back. It's but, not where you call up your friend and let them pour out their heart for hours and hours and drain your energy, because you are susceptible to energy vampires. That's not what I'm asking, but find a way to give somehow in your community, support, volunteer, something. Just an hour or two a week is all you need, and that'll balance everything right out, and you will find that your finances come right back up on board. All right. And your guides ask, how long do you have to do that? As long as you like, okay? You will see it in your own life. All right, Judy. We have had big changes, interested in future. Yes, Judy, I know exactly what you're asking. And not for a couple years. Okay. There's some things that have to change on the world scene for a certain comfort level to be reached, Judy. Once that comfort level is reached, then things will transform for you. So it could be as soon as about 1.5 years. Okay. And probably 2 in one carriage there. All right. Next. Leslie, your finances and your career. Okay, Leslie, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we answered that for you already, my dear. All right. And Cindy, at your future path. I think we did answer that for you, but I'm just going to touch on your future path here a little bit, Cindy. Let me ask what your focus is in your Akashic Records coming up for the next year. Okay, it's going to be fitness in regards to security. So whatever makes you feel secure. Sometimes investments make people feel secure. Sometimes it's working out that makes them feel secure. Whatever that is for you, that's what to invest in your future, is what helps you to feel more secure in this life. Could be your spiritual life. Okay, let's see here. Hi, Orlando. Nice to see you. Your Akashic records are looking for firm foundation. So whatever you're doing right now, Orlando, make sure that your foundation and your footing is firm, and keep walking the path you're walking. Only veer to the left a titch, but not very much. All right, let's see here. Leslie. Let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. Leslie, I think we've worked with you before. Okay. Cynthia, good. Okay, we did read a reading for you. All right. And I'm going to take one more with Dawn. If I didn't get to you tonight, please again, up here on Facebook, click follow. If you are on YouTube, you can also click follow. And if you are on my my site, I believe at the top of the blog, when you click on a blog and get a specific one, there's a place that says follow up the top as well. And then you'll get an email each time that I post. All right, let's go with Dawn. Dawn, your records are talking about your career, your money, and your personal integrity all being together. So what that tells me is that your investments must be of integrity. Your job has to be of integrity. If you can't get behind what you're doing, it is not the right job for you. Go elsewhere, plain and simple. If you don't align with what you're doing and you can't put your whole self in, like the hokey pokey says, you got to put your whole self out. Okay? Hope that makes sense to you. So everybody else, I thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. There's so many more questions here in the feed, and I really appreciate each and every one of you joining me. I do talk about many things on my live, many different things, and I know for a lot of you, I have followers that only want to hear about the Akashic records. They only want to hear about empaths. They only want to hear about star seeds. But people, it's all related. And my business mentor told me you've got to pick one thing and target it and just focus it and let everything else come out on the back end, but I can't do that. I love her very much. but I'm going to be switching my topics here. So please hang in there with me. If you really like what I'm saying, just click like or follow, down here for YouTube, up here for Facebook. And if you're on my blog on toolsofenergyprotection.com, click on a single blog. It'll take you over to a page. And I think the follow is still up at the top. If you would like to get a full Akashic Records reading and an energy clearing, that means clearing out all the crap from your life, then please go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on personal sessions. There's an angel reading there for half an hour. Or if you need that discount, if you're like, oh, Deanna, I really need a discount, I'm having a hard time making it, then call the For Heaven's Sakes bookstore on for a Friday. Today's January 19th. This coming up Friday is Fair Friday. And I have discounted sessions, and I'm going to be there on Friday. And that schedule usually fills up like that. So if it's already full, you ask them to be on a wait list. But their number is 303-964-9339. And they are working on the website so that you can go 24/7 and book an appointment. But there's a few little bugs that they're working out, and they'll get you on the schedule if you just call the store. If you're still having problems, go over to my website, click on contact, and scroll down. There's a myriad of ways to get a hold of me. My best way to get a hold of me is texting. My second best is texting on Facebook, or just posting a comment down here below. Okay? So anyway, have a great and wonderful night. I love each and every one of you. I will review the feed later if you put comments down here, and I'll try to respond to everybody with either a thumbs up or a heart. But this is a dynamic time that we're living in. Remember, narrow is the focus, narrow is the way. Stay true to the path, and no matter what hits you upside the head, keep on going. I've had a few setbacks myself this last week that were greater than I could have imagined. Just when I thought I had everything lining up for that new website and get you all on board, I got hit upside the head, metaphorically, with a brick, and the rug pulled out from underneath me. But I will not give up. I am here for you, and I'm going to keep marching forward. Send me your positive love. Send me your good juju and your rainbows and your unicorns and whatever else, because we are marching forward, people. This is our time. This is our time to stand up and be counted as highly sensitive, empaths, star seeds. This is our time to shine, and we're going to do it no matter what rains on us, no matter what. So big hugs, big kisses, and my love to everybody, and I'll see you soon.